My purpose of 10X Excellence, which is a new company for me and for us, okay, is to improve other people's lives. I don't know anybody who doesn't want more money, more freedom, okay? And I can guarantee you, after a little bit of communication with me and following my systems, which are systems created by Grant Cardone, that your life will get better. If you reach out to me about the 10X program, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you some very deep dive questions. They might even make you cry, because you have to realize, or you have to get down to the core of what is your real problem, what's holding you back. And once we discover what that is for you, and it's a personal thing, okay, then we're going to build a whole customized program on how to train you how to deal with that. But you're going to become more confident in what you're doing. You're going to become more knowledgeable in what you're going to do, what you're going to be doing. You're going to drill every day on how to deal with the common objections that you get from people that you're dealing with, that you're trying to sell anything, whether you're trying to sell an employee to come for your work for your company, sell a vendor on giving you a better price. I'm going to teach you all how to do that. It's going to take whatever money printing machine, which is what the euphemism that I use for any business, and make it spin faster, make it be more efficient. All right, because there's not anything that you want in your life that wouldn't go better if you didn't have more money. The primary people that I'm trying to connect with on this program is any human being who has any level of dissatisfaction anywhere in their life. That's the common denominator, because once I discover what you think your problems are, I can put together a program for you to help you overcome those. I'm going to give you an example of one of the people that I've worked with recently. He came to me because he didn't have enough money, he was kind of directionless, and I spent an hour and a half with him, showed him some of the GrowthCon videos and talked to him about what his real goals were, and kept asking him, why daddy, why daddy, why daddy? The questions that any 3-year-old asks you, they'll persist. I love the spirit, okay? And eventually he came to the conclusion that he wasn't really in business. He was treating it like a hobby. And that has become the basis for his success. His income levels, which I'm not at liberty to discuss, but I'll just give you a number. Let's say it was $5,000 in a month, okay, which is a hobby as far as I'm concerned. In the very first week, he did $4,300. Okay, that can happen for you, but we've got to get down to what's really, really going on in your space, what's really holding you back. And I'm pretty damn good at helping you discover that. And I'm great at helping you to train your way out of that problem. You just have to be willing to be trained, willing to be held accountable.
Originally, when I came in here, I thought we were going to talk about my business, and I thought we were going to talk about numbers and how you can improve income. But what I found was it's more about me than it is about my business. At the current time, I feel like what I've learned today is that I don't have a business, I have a hobby. And unless I treat it as a business, then it will never build that way. And most of that has to do with me, has nothing to do with what business I run, has nothing to do with any practices. It just has to do with a mental toughness, I guess, is what I'm learning. Is what I learned today, is that I might not be mentally tough enough to get my business where I need it to be. And I'm probably not as hard on myself as I need to be. To transition this hobby into a real business. I do feel differently as a result of today, because I feel like I now have something to work on, and that something to work on is completely different from what I thought I needed to work on. I thought that I needed to work on profit margins and numbers and all this kind of stuff, when really what I really need to work on is my own personal aggression towards the business. When it comes to accountability and commitment, I think that I personally need to make sure that I attack every single day the same. I have a tendency in my life to get comfortable. I'll have a really good month, and the next month I live comfortable, as if I've made it. And so that's what accountability means to me, is right now, this minute, is going forward, is to keep pushing and don't be satisfied. A lot of people would say after a day like today that they're excited. And if I'm being really honest, I'm fearful, because it's going to take work. It's going to take tapping into a side of me that I've always tried to instill in other people. Well, now it's time for me to use those same methods with myself. And it's a fearful excitement. I am excited, but at the same time, there's a lot coming that a lot of people would shy away from. Thank you for wanting to be a mentor and for allowing me to come to this on my own terms. I didn't feel pressured to come here. Although Tom's mentioned it to me a few times, I think that he was waiting for the right time, and I had to be willing to accept it and open up to it. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to come to this on my own terms.
I've already talked about helping how I helped a business owner, but I can also help you if you're a W-2 employee working for somebody else. I met this young man who was frustrated at work because he wanted to make more money, and he was smart enough to intuitively know that the only way you're going to make a lot of money is to be in sales. So he pitched his boss to be the salesman. And his boss said, no, you're just he was in the wine business, you're just a guy that works on the floor. And as the boss felt things beginning to implode, he realized that here's got a guy already working for him who wants to do what he needs done. So we drilled how to pitch his boss, and we did it several times, and it worked. Okay, and he's now a very successful salesman for that company. In fact, here's his testimonial. You decide.
2 months ago, I began working with Tom Alston, doing the 10X program. And while I was working the program, I was managing a winery. So the entire production side, maintenance on the barrels to building blends. There was an opportunity to get into sales, so I was pushing that route. I didn't get the job. They said I wasn't qualified, I wasn't cut out for it. Fair enough. So joined the 10X program with Tom, started working on handling objections, working on sales, how to follow up, and then what do you know? I got the opportunity. My boss came up to me and said, hey, our sales aren't where we want them to be. Are you still interested? I pre-interviewed with Tom, went over exactly what to do, how to handle myself. I nailed it, got the job, got actually everything I wanted plus some, and then it was my first day to start. So I was really nervous. Talked to Tom once again. Almost every day we were in communication of, okay, how am I going to actually make this work? I set a goal for myself. I let my boss know. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do this week. And they kind of chuckled. Like, that's going to be really difficult. That's a really high goal to set. And come to find out, at the end of the week, I actually sold all that wine plus another 20 cases. The thing that really made the difference is the 10X Excellent program with Tom Alston. I would not been able to been prepared for the moment to actually achieve what I've done so far, and we're just getting started. So give him a call if you've ever wanted to do sales, you wanted to improve your life, you wanted to take it to a new level. Tom is your guy.